penultimate day of Vlogmas. Holy cow, there's 2 days left. My name is Allie, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm the maker behind Crochet in the Mud. We do lots of fun stuff here, including both crochet and pottery. I am still in disbelief that it is December 23rd, but today is going to be like our last big crochet day. So the in-laws get into town tonight, and then tomorrow we have some fun Christmas Eve day plans. So I'll try to get some clips while we are out and about tomorrow. And then obviously I'll share with you our sales tomorrow. But today's plan is to do a crochet challenge, but I really want to finish out Anchor. It literally just needs this sewn on. I really should have just done it yesterday, but Henry got home and I didn't. So after we combine this, I will do the math of how much time it took, which I'm guessing at this point it was probably 5 hours. So this is going to be a hefty price tag, but he's super adorable. So I do need to quickly pull up my timer because we are timing how long this takes to make. And then I'll get to sewing it on and I'll show you the final product. Anchor's done. Oh my goodness. So I haven't yet done the math for materials, but I did just add together all of the time it took me to make this. And yeah, this was 5 hours, or if you want to be precise, it was 299.416 minutes. So that's like 40 seconds shy of 5 hours. But I will do the math of materials later. The hardest part is going to be figuring out the end weight of the octo because it's so big. So I weigh out my yarn before and after so I can subtract out and get the yarn weight. And then I can weigh the eyes to figure that out. So then I take the total plushie, subtract out the yarn weight, subtract out the eyes, and that should give me how much stuffing I used, which isn't a lot because it's just this part and this part that's stuffed. But I'm not sure how I'm going to weigh the end product. But yeah, for estimating, it took me 2 full skeins. I think it was probably 1.5 skeins. So that's what, like $20 of yarn, and then material. This, or not material, we'll add in a couple of dollars for the eyes and stuffing, and then with labor, this plushie cost me $150 to make. So it's probably going to be, I'll figure it out later. I'll have to figure out how much profit margin I want on it, but it's probably going to be like 200, 250, something in there. But this is such a fun project to have. And then maybe if I put little anchors, no, I'm sorry, that's not anchor. What is Crochet Carpenter Drift? If I had this and then I put little baby drifts around it, that'd be cute. Ugh. Okay, I'm so glad I made that, even though if you saw the 2 times the wheel told me to make anchor, I was not happy with the wheel. So it is now 9:40 and let's see what we're going to do today. So this is our last challenge of Vlogmas and I'm excited to see what all we come up with. It says make 20 of one plushie, but that doesn't sound fun. We're gonna spin again. Give me something different. Like, tell me what yarn to use, and then I have to go from there. What are we doing? Stop giving me boring stuff. It says finish chick with frog hats. We're gonna spin until we get a yarn challenge. It's the last challenge of Vlogmas. I can do what I want. Give me a fun one. What are we doing? Okay, finish a specific yarn. So this was similar to the day we had to finish that specific purple skein. So I'm going to spin another wheel for the type of yarn. Then we're going to spin for the color. And we have to finish that yarn. So we're going to switch to the wheel on my phone because I learned the hard way that even if you make a new tab on the iPad, it will delete all of your original wheel. So, okay, we have Sweet Snuggles Light. That's also going to include Chenille Home Slim and Parfait Plush. We have Posh. We have Bernat Blanket. We have Parfait Chunky. We have Naughty Ball yarn. Naughty Ball Deluxe, which I'm really hoping we don't spin. We have Big Twist Plush. We have, all I know is it's Lion Brand. It's a really fun rainbow yarn I have. And I guess we'll also throw in Chenille Basics. I think that's all of the yarn I own. So that's 9 different types of yarn. So let's spin again and see what type of yarn we're using. What are we doing? I'm kind of hoping for Sweet Snuggles Light again, just as an excuse to do it. Bernat Blanket. Okay. So this is the yarn I have the most of. Okay, let's just spin for color. Pink, orange, yellow, blue, green, purple, white. I think we have some gray left. We'll do variegated just as a category. Yeah, we'll go with that for now, because I don't want to type in every single color I possibly have. So what color, and then I will be more specific going from there. We're going to use a blue. Okay. So I am going to get up just so I can go see more clearly, or I guess come with me. So over here is all of our blues. So I don't know the exact color name of all of them, but we have bubbly blue. We're going to call this royal blue. This one I think is called Jean Dot. We're going to call this turquoise. We're going to call this Jean. And then back here we have a dappled. I'm also going to throw in this variegated. This one is called Seaside. So that gives us 7 skeins. So I shuffled, and let's see what skein we have to finish today. And I'll try to be creative with what we're doing. we are finishing the royal blue color. Okay. I'm gonna go grab it. We're just gonna finish the one that's on the shelf. There is more in the closet, but we're only focusing on what is on the shelf. So this is a full skein. Even more than that, it looks like I attached a tiny bit. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us to finish this today, but I went ahead and quickly scrolled through, and I think similar to last time, we're going to use the sleepy pattern, but I think I'm just going to copy their dinosaur with the gray and blue. Hopefully you can see that fine. So we're not playing yarn chicken this time. We do have another skein in the closet. However, it is buried and I'm not digging that out. So if we happen to end in the middle of a project, we're ending in the middle of a project. I am not digging that skein out, and I will finish it on a later date if that is the case, or if we have a small bit left, we might just call it close enough. But I'm going to make this dinosaur. I should probably get better weights of yarn. So I guess I'll weigh my before yarn so that I can note that down for future, so I'm not playing yarn chicken with incorrect numbers, because when I originally made this pattern, I believe I was using a much bigger hook size. So that's the plan. I'm also going to try to edit a second video today. So I already got day 21 posted, and then I'm gonna go ahead and edit today, day 22, so I can get it scheduled for tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that while the in-laws are here, and then we'll just have to get today's and the 24th edited while they're here. That's the plan. I'm so happy with this guy. I keep doing this with it. I keep putting it on my head. Oh, I'm gonna have fun bringing him around from market to market. So I realized when I was like 3 rows into this that I like to use the fun, colorful sinker eyes. And my table that I have all of the supplies to make my eyes, and also the ones that I've made, we literally shoved in the closet last night so that we could make some more room in here for a blow-up mattress. But luckily, I bought some eyes from a local crocheter in Colorado at a market I was doing, honestly, I think summer of 2024, and I just haven't used them. And luckily, I have a silver holographic, and the accent's gonna be silver on here, or gray. So that was rather fortunate. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe I would have given it black eyes. But these are 24 millimeter, and we're just gonna go with that size. I think it'll be an acceptable size anyway. Oh, so these glitters are literally just falling off. So I wonder if she just glued them on. Okay. I also think these are the eyes on Amazon, that the backs of the eyes break really easy. So I do have my safety eye jig, so I'm going to see if I can get these a little tighter on there. Hopefully we can focus from here on out. So it is now 12:41. I've done quite a bit. So I went ahead and edited yesterday, day 22's video. It is now scheduled and ready to go. And I also ate lunch. Did I do anything else? So this is as far as we've gotten. But hopefully from here we can just zone in and work on using up this blue skein. I'm trying to think of other ways to use it aside from pairing it with bubbly blue, which is what I typically do. I haven't come up with anything yet. But I like this gray combo, but I feel like I can't take credit for that because it was literally the picture of the pattern. So comment below, what do you like to make out of blue? I mentioned this when we were doing all green yarns, where I'm probably going to at least visit green yarns for an entire week. If I can get around to it, I think it'd be nice to do every single color of the rainbow, spend a week focused on that. Not like back to back to back, but randomly throughout the year. So, I don't know. I need ideas for blue. I'm trying to think. I'm like, what do I even make with blue other than I make axolotls? What else do I make in blue? I have no idea. I really... I'll try to focus in as I work more on my dinosaur. What do I make with blue? Why is this so hard? I don't know, but it's making me use the creative side of my brain that I don't use as often as I should, so that's why I like these wheel challenges. What will I end up making with blue? I don't know. But when I sat down, I'm sorry if I'm being annoying about this. Oh, this just puts a smile on my face. I don't know. And here's our bowling ball so far. So now we get to move on to all the accessories. So it is 1:40 now, and I find myself not wanting to do this, which is unfortunate, and normally about this time of day. It's usually nice for me to be able to switch my task. Unfortunately, this month has been backwards, where normally I try to, I'm focused in the morning, so I try to, in the morning, crochet, and then when I hit this point of the day, go edit. But because of the time I chose, this month has been backwards, where I've been having to edit in the morning. I guess that second video I edited today did not need to be done so early. But we're gonna keep pushing through. So the body took maybe half of the skein. I don't know. I still have not yet come up with anything else to make in the blue, so I might be boring at the end and just make a bunch of dark blue axolotls. But I will look through my patterns again just to see what all my options are of what I already own. I don't think I'm gonna buy a new pattern today just because it's not necessary. So, what to make with dark blue? Today might be a fail. I don't know, it's 3 o'clock. I just need to make these spikes now, and we still have this much yarn left. But I don't know what to do. I guess I could always make a second dinosaur, but that's not fun. I also don't really want to make axolotls. I've gone through my paid patterns, I've gone through my Instagram free patterns. We haven't gone through Ribbler yet. I haven't been on Ribbler in forever. So honestly, I don't even know what's in there. Interesting, so apparently my Ribbler is not my business email. It is my college email that I've been graduated for 4 years. I don't know why it's hooked up to that. Let's see, how do I find my patterns? I don't know what to make. Do I just be boring? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. First, I need to confirm that this is sewn and I don't need to get up. Oh, dang it. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We are going to make an alien axolotl. I have made this pattern once before, so let's do it again. I don't yet know what I'm gonna use the accent color as, but I don't even know if we will get that far. It is already 3 o'clock after all. But I'm gonna start with the body because the head requires me to find wherever I have my pipe cleaners. I have a feeling I know where they are, but I don't want to do that right this second. And you need to have the antenna done in order to do the head. So we're gonna start with the body. The biggest issue I was having was when I was scrolling through, I was like, oh, I guess I could do this in blue, but I prefer most of those patterns that I found to be in variegated yarn so that it's more interesting and not just a solid blue. So I think that's where my struggle's been. I also kept being like, oh, if I had light blue, I could do this pattern. Or, oh, if I was doing this in Parfait Chunky dark blue, I could do this one. Because there's a seahorse pattern by Crochet Grove that I have found. I hate the outcome in Bernat Blanket, but I love the outcome in Parfait Chunky. So, I know, very backwards. But I guess we're going to be making an alien axolotl. Fun fact, this was actually the first axolotl pattern I'd ever made. I have been refusing for the longest time to make axolotls until one market. I was across from another crocheter and I just saw how many axolotls they were selling and I was like, fine, I'll do it. And now I have the rainbow at every market. It's definitely a hassle though, where I have to convince myself to make axolotls most of the time. Just because I've made hundreds. I will be doing, probably in like 2 weeks, like a week into 2026, a recap of how 2025 went. I do have a video for 2024. I'll tag it up here if you want to check it out. Or I will go over, I will do the math to figure out how many of every plushie I sold, and I will give the numbers for axolotls. Will probably be in the top 10 plushies of the year. So when 2025 comes out, be sure to check it out and you'll see how many axolotls I made for the year, which is probably 300. That'll be my guess. But yeah, let me work on this axolotl for a little bit and I will check in with you soon. So I'm working on the body right now, and this is what I get for going out of order, because the next round it tells me to crochet the arms into the body. But thankfully it is the last round, so I think my plan is just going to be crochet the last round without the arms, cut off the tail, frog the last round with my skein that's no longer connected, make the arms, and then redo the last round. That's gonna be the plan, but this is what I get for going out of order. So I lost Yarn Chicken. I went ahead and attached the antenna. They're really fun how they're done, but unfortunately when I was adding the glue on, I mean, you can't really see it, but if you're feeling around, you can feel the glue in there. But I had 3 more rounds to go in the legs, and I would have had everything for our little axolotl guy. But I am not digging in that closet until after the in-laws leave to finish this guy up. So they leave on the 30th. Of course, I don't have it written down as to what time they're leaving, but I want to say it's like 5. So I guess we will switch back to our dinosaur, and hopefully I can finish him up. He just needs spikes done. And then it seems kind of basic. Hopefully once the spikes are on, he doesn't seem as lame. But I will add this to our whips pile. I made a mark on my digital copy of the pattern so I know where I am whenever I go back to that. But we did it. We officially used that entire skein, and for some reason the purple skein was more fun. I don't know what it was about purple versus blue. Apparently when I get to the week of using blue yarns early next year, I'm gonna struggle. Whew. Yeah, I don't know. But don't forget to comment ideas of plushies that use a lot of blue, because I'm fully blanking. That blue variegated I showed you I think will be really pretty as drifts. So maybe eventually I will get around to doing that with that skein, but other than that, I'm fully clueless. Oh, I feel ridiculous by not being able to think of literally anything to do with blue. But I'm gonna finish out my dino. It's 4:45, so Henry should be home at any point soon. I am really hungry right now, but I also don't feel like cooking, so we'll see. The in-laws said they should be here around 7 is their current ETA. I guess I should ask if they're wanting to do dinner, but I'm gonna die if I wait 2 hours for dinner. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Gonna go back to my little dino, and I'm still adoring staring at my anchor. Now I understand the obsession and why people make so many. Like, this guy is heavy, but it's just so fun. I think doing it in variegated was definitely the way to go. I don't know why I keep talking about anchor. I'm sorry. We are supposed to be focusing on the blue skein that we just finished. I also need to pull some yarn. Okay, I'm going to finish my dinosaur first, and then we are going to go through my yarn collection and set a bunch of yarns aside that I will be moving to a different room. I like to have my projects in these like baskets or buckets, so I think I'm going to have a bucket that I just set aside that I'm just going to fill up with yarn that I might want to use within the next week. I'm not going to be like sitting down and working a lot, so it's going to be like, oh hey, maybe I'll grab this tiny bit of green that I can finish off a couple of leggy froggies with, or this skein's almost done, stuff like that. So small projects where I'm not going to finish them, but also ones that don't require stuffing, because I don't feel like moving my stuffing out. I can still come in here throughout the week if I need a yarn. I don't know, I feel weird coming in here when the in-laws are staying in here, which is also why it will be nice to have the rooms separated at the next place. Yeah, that's the plan for today. Hopefully I don't forget to go set some yarn aside. Otherwise I'll be sad. Well, I can still come in and do it while they're here. I just try not to because I feel weird. Alright, it is now 6:47, so a little earlier in the evening than I normally finish the videos out. But the in-laws should be here in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish today up. Technically the stores aren't closed yet, so if anything else sells in the end, I will say a little segment where I will put in anything that I missed if anything sells. But if we want to go ahead and go over what sold today. If yesterday was Tofu Turtle Day, today it was Axolotl Day. So we ended up selling 3 axolotls for $21 each, 2 blue and 1 purple. Then we sold a mallard duck for $18, a chicken for $18, a mushy boy for $18, a beige tofu turtle for $18, and lastly a purple spider for $12. And then store B is currently at nothing. But if anything sells after I made this clip, I will put it here. And thank you so much for watching the second to last day of Vlogmas. Holy cow, I can't believe it's already almost over. So tomorrow we will be doing some fun Christmassy activities. So I'll try to get some clips, but I doubt we'll be doing much work. And tomorrow, at least store A is open a half day, but typically it's a really busy day at the store because people are panic buying last minute. So we will end the Vlogmas journey tomorrow, and then I don't think any more videos will come out until 2026. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've been enjoying Vlogmas, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow. Bye!